What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com, and today I'm going to be taking you through 5 amazing rear delt exercises of episode 2 of All About Shoulders. All right, so like I said, in today's video, I'm gonna be talking all about rear delts, and I'm gonna be showing you the best exercises that I do to just target my rear delts. And everybody knows that rear delts are extremely important. If you don't, rear delts are extremely important because a lot of times when guys are trying to put on muscle, or even girls, they'll be doing bench press, they'll be doing all these exercises to really get their chest bigger and all these push exercises. But what's happening is they're really building the front of their body, but they're never actually building the rear of their body. And so what's happening is they're getting their shoulders to be pulled forward, they're getting hunched backs, they're getting bad posture, which is leading to a number of issues. And so by targeting your rear delts, you're really going to help to pull your shoulders back, which is going to help with posture, going to help with just looking better aesthetically. This is going to be a couple of exercises that are really good for targeting those rear delts, and you also have to make sure that your form is right. So I'm going to walk you through all that form as well. And I will say this is episode 2 of my All About Shoulders playlist. So if you are watching this as one of my notification squad members, thank you for staying subscribed. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. That way you're joining the notification squad, maybe going down and commenting that you are part of the notification squad. But if you are not, make sure you're going to the playlist about All About Shoulders. It's just I'm gonna put a card right up here. It's got all videos about the outer head, the front head, the rear head, the traps, and shoulder workouts. So it's everything you could need to really start targeting the part of your shoulder that you want to. So go check that out. I'll also link it in the description below this video. But other than that, let's get into these exercises. So like I said, this is just gonna be a couple of exercises that I really love for targeting that rear delt. So getting that to really start to pop on your body. The first one is gonna be right here on this cable, and you can really do this with any attachment that you want. They're just gonna be face pulls. And so you can do them, I've seen people do them with the ropes. Personally, I like getting 2 handles. That way I can really pull them apart as I pull them back towards my face. So then from here, what you're gonna do is actually drop down to the ground. I do this because I'm tall. You don't necessarily have to do this. From here, what you're gonna do is, one thing that I always do is make sure that I am pressing my shoulders down. And so you don't ever wanna be really shrugged up like this, because you're gonna be hitting a lot of those traps and rhomboids. You really wanna focus on pressing your shoulders down and targeting on that outer head of your delt right there as much as possible. So pressing your shoulders down, and then from there, like I said, you're not just trying to pull this weight into your face. That's not what you're really trying to do here, because what you're gonna do is end up hitting a lot of your biceps and kind of curling this weight in. Instead of doing that, you really wanna focus on your elbows coming out to the side of your body, because to target your rear delt, you really need your elbows to come out to the side. So even if it doesn't matter what my elbow's doing. If my elbow is coming straight out to the side, hitting my rear delt. If my elbow's coming out with a bend, still hitting my rear delt. But you have to make sure that your elbow is coming from right here out to right there to hit that rear delt. So that's what you're focusing on with this exercise. So weight forward, sitting down, pressing my shoulders down, and then from there, I'm going to take my elbows and I'm going to bring them out to the side while I pull this weight in towards my face. So back, keeping my shoulders down, out to the side while I pull it in towards my face. So a nice controlled motion where I'm pulling it about eye level. It just depends on where you're gonna feel it the most. Some people like to pull it up above their forehead. Some people like to pull it more towards their chin. Personally, I feel it the best when I pull straight level with my eyes, and then really focusing on keeping those shoulders down and your elbows coming out to the side to hit that rear delt as best as possible. And this is probably my favorite rear delt exercise ever because of how well it freaking works. So that's exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is going to be probably the most common rear delt exercise, and it's just going to be a bent over reverse dumbbell fly. But this exercise is messed up by probably 9 out of 10 guys in the gym, simply because, one, they go too heavy, because your rear delts are not this massive muscle that can handle all this weight. So if you really want to target that small muscle group, that small area of muscle right there, you have to go light and you have to focus on form. So instead of going and picking up 40-pound dumbbells and going like this and looking like a jackass, Instead, you want to get into a good position, a nice sturdy position where you're not going to be bouncing your knees at all. You're not going to be creating any momentum where you're going like this. And you want to get bent over. You want to be almost parallel to the ground. And then from there, you're going to, again, roll your shoulders back, press them down, and then you want to take these weights. And the same thing, it doesn't really matter what your elbows are doing here. They could be bent, they could be straight. Obviously, by making your arms straighter, it's going to make it heavier. So if you want to make it easier, you can get a little bend in them, and that's kind of the whole emphasis of the face pulls. But by keeping them straight, you're simply going to make it harder on your shoulder to get that weight up. So from there, you're focusing on what your elbow is doing in comparison to your shoulder. So you're really focusing on getting it and bringing it out while you keep your whole lower body and upper body situated in place so that you can really focus on targeting those rear delts as much as possible. So it's going to look just like this. Take this weight and you're going to bring it out to the side, and then notice I'm not even going super up high like that. There's no point in going past parallel or like level with your body. No point. So from there, you're going to go right here and back down, right here and back down, just like that. Nice controlled motion, really focusing on this weight coming outward rather than up. Go outward so that you can keep that arm as straight as possible and get that elbow out to the side to hit that rear delt as much as you can, just like that. So that's going to be exercise number 2. Exercise number 3 is going to be a nice creative little exercise that you really got to focus on form. It's going to be a lying side single arm reverse dumbbell fly. I know, super long name, but it's more about the exercise than it is the name. So you're going to get a bench and you're going to be lying sideways on the bench. And also you're going to want a very light dumbbell because this gets difficult. So lying on your side, just like so, you want to be in a nice position right here. And then from there, you're going to grab the dumbbell. So first things first, you want to make sure that you are not letting yourself shrug up like this. You want that to be in a regular position as if you're just looking straight and your shoulders are squared and they're in a strong, nice position with nothing's forward, you're not hunching, anything like that. Strong position. So from there, you're going to take this arm and you're going to bring it down, and you don't want to bring it way down here, but you would like to start right there because immediately I'm already feeling tension on my shoulder. So from there, and again, you can have it with your palms facing down, pronated. You can have it with like that. Supinated would be kind of weird. It feels kind of awkward, but I like neutral grip just like that. From there, you're going to make sure that you're not shrugging up, so taking that shoulder and pressing it down, and then from there, you're going to take this arm and you're going to lift it straight up to the side. But then same thing as I mentioned with the lateral raises in my last video for side delts. Again, if you haven't watched it, make sure you're subbing to the playlist. I'll put a card for it up there. I think that's where it is. But you're not going straight up because once I'm right here, I'm resting. There's nothing happening right now. Same thing as if I'm too far down. There's nothing happening right now. So by bringing it out a little bit, tension on my shoulder. By bringing it up and never going parallel or perpendicular to the ground, but in line with my body, I'm not resting it. So I'm going to stop right about there. I'm going to bring it out again. And then from there, I'm going to stop and back up. Down, stop, and back up. So really focusing on pulling this weight up through your shoulder. So you're not trying to do anything with your elbow. Doesn't matter. You're trying to get this part of your arm to go up, just like that. Keeping that shoulder back and down, up. And this exercise is already getting difficult with just 10 pounds. Granted, I've been doing a ton of exercises, but keep the form clean. Make sure you're really focusing on that arm coming across your body, and that is going to smash that rear delt head. So that's exercise number 3. And the 4th exercise is going to be a incline bench reverse dumbbell fly. So dumbbell fly is pretty much a great go-to, but there's a bunch of different variations that you can do. And the reason that I like it on an incline bench like such is because when you're doing like a bent over, you can very easily cheat it a little bit. And I know I said not to, but even when you're trying to push yourself a little bit, those last couple reps, very easy to be going real clean, and then start getting a little bit of it, and a little bit of it, and a little bit of it. You see it probably every single time you're at the gym. So by getting on an incline bench, you are immediately canceling that out. So here what I'm gonna be doing is getting down. Actually, I need to grab these weights first. And again, super lightweight. getting down on the bench, chest into it, and then from there, you're going to do the same thing that you've been doing. So you're going to take your shoulders, you're going to roll them back, you're going to not overly, not like this, you're just going to get them into a nice strong position, and you're going to press them down, neutral grip from there, getting your shoulders into a nice strong position, and then from there, you're going to focus on your elbows coming out to the side. Doesn't matter what your arms are doing. You don't want this, because it doesn't matter if the dumbbell is not trying to go from here to here. It's not trying to be lifted up. You're trying to lift it out to the side and get your elbows to come out. So from there, you're going to press your elbows down, get them in a strong position, and you're going to take these dumbbells, really focusing on leading with your elbows, and bring them out to the side and back up. Out to the side, back up. Just like that. And so this is going to be a pretty difficult exercise because you're not able to cheat on it at all. Very strict form. Just make sure that you are taking your elbows, getting them out to the side, and getting as best of a contraction with that rear delt as possible. Just like that. And same thing, you're trying to get this to go outward. Almost like you're trying to reach under something rather than lifting it up. You're not lifting it up, you're going outward. So outward with the weight, control it back down. Outward with the weight, control it back down. If you want to take it to the next level, when you're bringing it back down, don't go straight, because right here, I'm resting. So if you want to take it to the next level, stop right here. It's not that big of a difference, but the difference of the tension on your shoulder is going to be huge. So starting right there, out, back down. Out, back down. Just like that. So that is exercise number 4. And exercise number 5, the final exercise, is going to be a single arm reverse cable fly. So another reverse fly variation. This one is another one of my favorites, honestly, just because of how well it works and how well it really does isolate that rear delt. But for this one, you're going to get a cable machine, and you want the cable down to pretty much the bottom. This just helps to keep tension on it. As long as it's below your shoulders, it's going to be okay. But if it is up and nearly parallel to your shoulders, if it's up here, when you bring it out to the side, your arms are almost going to be parallel to the cable, so it's going to be almost like you're resting. Whereas if it's down lower, you're out to the side and it's still pulling at an angle more than if it was higher. So down at the bottom is going to be the best. From there, what you're going to do, I don't like any attachment to it, to be completely honest with you. I just like grabbing this, just basically no attachment. I almost just like grabbing the carabiner, the thing that attaches the carabiner. But from there, what you're going to do is get your shoulders so that they are basically level with each other. You don't want this shoulder forward like that, because what's going to happen is you're going to be using your abs to get this weight back, and you're not going to be very stable, and you're not going to be isolating your shoulder as much as you could. So getting into position right here, you want your shoulders almost to be, you almost want to go down and get into position before and hand your other arm this cable so that you can just stay in that position, because it can be difficult when you're first starting to get in position, reach across, and then know when you're getting level. So stand up, get your shoulders in a strong position, bending over, handing your shoulder that, and then from there, you're going to really focus on this being your starting position. You don't need to go super far. Just make sure that there's tension on it already, because if I go all the way over here, I'm resting. I'm not really pulling on this at all because, I'm parallel to this. So having a nice tension on it right there, creating a little bit of an angle to that, and then from there, I'm going to take this weight and I'm going to drive it that way. I'm not lifting it up. I'm driving it outward, just like so, and then I'm also not going to go way up behind my body. There's no point in bringing it up here unless you're trying to hit your rhomboids or your traps. So by bringing it, getting your shoulders level, bringing it out just about the shoulder level, and then back down, but not letting it go too far, stopping it right there, bringing it back out, and back down, bringing it back out, and back down, and always remembering to lead with that elbow rather than kind of twisting it or any weird stuff you could do. You're not going to have to go heavy. You're going to feel it amazingly if you're doing it the right way. So make sure you're cleaning up your form and doing it the right way. So that is all 5 of the exercises that I recommend for rear delts. They're great exercises, a bunch of different variations for you to choose from based off of what you have available in the gym or what you feel, which exercise you feel the best in your rear delts. So, and just to change it up, because you always have to change up your training to keep getting results. Also, like I said, this is a playlist, guys. This is all about shoulders. So I did a video in the past all about hitting that outer head of your deltoid to get wider shoulders. This one's all about rear delts. I'm gonna be doing one all about front delts, all about traps, and bringing it all together for a nice shoulder workout. If you want to check out that playlist, I'm gonna put a card up here. I'm also going to put a link down in the description to the playlist of all about shoulders. That way you can watch any of these videos. But like I said, if you're part of the notification squad and you're watching this the day it drops, stay tuned for the next video. Other than that, guys, shoulders are only a part of your body. If you're trying to build your chest, build your arms, build your legs, build everything, or you're trying to cut fat, you're trying to get your abs out, or you're maybe trying to lose a bunch of weight, first thing you got to know is what your body type is. If you don't know what your body type is, odds are you're probably taking the wrong approach to getting in shape and doing the wrong things, and possibly even working too hard and not getting results for the effort you're putting in. If you want to learn what your body type is and how to get in shape basically easier and faster by doing the right things, then take my free body type quiz. It's down in the link in the description below this video. Take the quiz, it'll tell you exactly what to do to get in shape, and I'll help you get there. So other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button, the like button below, maybe commenting down in the comment section, notification squad, and I will see you later.